They were funny, happy, silly, and they loved life. They were so full of joy and adventure. God knew they couldn't be on this earth without each other.
It seems to me that all we can do is be grateful for the time we had with them and for the time we have left with each other.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Denny Directo here with Deidre Behar. It's been an emotional day in Los Angeles, a city that came together to celebrate the lives of Kobe and Gianna Bryant.
A massive public memorial wrapped up a short time ago at the Staples Center, also known as the house that Kobe built. Today, we paid tribute to Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and the 7 other people who lost their lives in a helicopter crash last month. The victims are John, Carrie, Alyssa Altabelli, Peyton and Sarah Chester, Christina Mauser, and Ara Zobayan.
Despite officials urging fans, if they don't have a ticket, don't show up to the Staples Center, that did not stop thousands and thousands of people who came to pay tribute, one last tribute, you would say, to Kobe and his daughter Gianna. This is a look at some of the fans lined up outside of the Staples Center where the public memorial was held today. You can see downtown Los Angeles is still lit up with a bunch of murals and tributes to the Black Mamba, to the Laker legend. You know, we saw aerial shots of people lined up at least 2 hours before the event was scheduled to take place.
And I don't think this is going to stop anytime soon. I think, like we said before, the Staples Center is the house that Kobe built. And I think for at least the next couple days, weeks, we're going to continue to see fans coming out in droves to pay respect to a man who meant so much to the city of Los Angeles and really the world.
Meant so much to so many people, including those who were lucky enough to actually attend the memorial inside. I mean, inside, it was an emotional day filled with speeches and tributes from Kobe's friends, family, famous fans, all who share anecdotes and their memories of the Laker legend, and also Gigi. I mean, that's the thing that I take away from this memorial, is that it was so balanced.
It really
They really
was.
did pay tribute to both their lives and their legacies. You know, E.T. had crews inside the memorial as well. Our own Kevin Frazier was inside. He joins us now outside of the Staples Center with Michelle Turner for more on what happened.
Denny and Deidre, I mean, I don't even know what to say about today. So many emotions running through everyone here. I think we ran the gamut of emotions. We laughed, we cried. All of that was happening inside Staples today.
You know, and I think for a lot of people, this is our first time seeing Vanessa since the accident. So that was emotional when she walked in, the standing ovation, and how people were so excited because they just wanted to embrace her and the girls that were here tonight for this amazing celebration.
It really resonated with me when she stood up there, because you saw her visibly having to exhale.
Breathe, yes.
She had to breathe. She had to remind herself to breathe. I can't even imagine what she's going through. And then when she started speaking and she said, "I want to start with my baby girl," that's when the tears started falling for me.
Yeah,
that's when the tears started falling for me. And she was just describing this little girl full of joy, full of life, who loved to watch Cupcake Wars with her mama and baked her daddy a birthday cake with fondant. I mean, I was listening to this like, she's just like every other little girl who we see out there who is excited about life and her future. It really hit hard.
And I think it was important that folks got to hear from Gino Auriemma, the UConn coach, from Sabrina Ionescu, who is a basketball player at the University of Oregon, and Diana Taurasi, who is a WNBA superstar and probably headed to the Hall of Fame very soon. But those were women who Gigi admired, but they understood her talent and what she had inside of her and how she was going to be a game changer for the world of women's basketball. So I thought it was fitting that they spoke today. And then, I mean, what can we say about Beyonce's performance?
I mean, the moment that she opened her mouth, it was just a flood. It was a flood. And when she was ending with Halo, and you're just listening to the lyrics of that and talking about the angel that's there. Right now, there's a crowd behind us chanting Kobe. That happened several times inside spontaneously. People just wanting to out and celebrate his greatness.
And then I also thought it was important that people heard about the obsessiveness of Kobe Bryant.
Michael Jordan put it
Michael
so
Jordan
great.
was so good about that, but Gino Auriemma said the same thing. That Kobe would just text them at any time, asking questions about anything. If he wanted to know, he was that inquisitive, he would reach out to anybody in the world. And I loved Michael Jordan's joke that only his little brother could make him cry like that again. And now he's going to have to deal with all the crying Jordan memes that are going to start up after today.
Yeah, absolutely. But he was happy for that and proud of that. And to see him so emotional was something that, you know, we hadn't seen in a long time. To hear him speak so fondly of this man that he said he grew to love and became his little brother, who at first used to get on his nerves. And he was a pain in the behind. But then he realized the love and the passion that Kobe had for the game and the love and the passion that Kobe had for his game.
Yes.
And that made him very appreciative and grateful for who Kobe is.
And we also heard from Rob Pelinka, his best friend, the man who has been his agent from the beginning. He has watched Kobe grow. Rob, a basketball guy who was a member of the Fab Four at University of Michigan, and now has grown all the way and risen to the general manager of the Lakers. But those two shared everything together and were with each other step by step in their career. Every deal, everything that Kobe did, Rob negotiated and had a hand in, but also he was for every part of his life. So if anyone in that building really knew and understood Kobe, it was Rob also. So it was good to hear from him. Those are people that a lot of people may not have been familiar with, but I thought it was good to hear from them.
And there were a lot of people in the audience, a lot of celebrities, a lot of his NBA family that didn't speak that we did see. People like Steph and Aisha Curry were there. Beyonce and Jay-Z. Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union were both there. Saw Devin Booker in the crowd. Saw all of former coaches. We saw Greg Popovich. People that just wanted to come. Tony Parker was there. Tim Duncan.
Yes.
We saw all of these people who just needed to be in that building today, show their appreciation to Kobe. Kobe the competitor, Kobe the friend, Kobe the father. They just wanted to pay tribute.
And you also, the thing about Beyonce and Jay-Z you have to add is that Kobe and Vanessa were just at New Year's party. They posted pictures and they had such a good time. And you could see them as a couple partying with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and all the other celebrities there. Kobe was one of those guys who, yes, the celebrities worshiped him, but he just had fun around people. Right. And that's what we learned from today, too.
And very fitting today, the Bryants are a Catholic family. We saw Christina Aguilera perform Ave Maria. Beautiful.
It was
just
spectacular.
Beautiful. Simple and stunning. And we saw Vanessa getting very emotional during that performance as well.
Yeah, this was a goodbye for her. And we have to remember also that the Bryants also crave privacy. That is why Gigi and Kobe were buried in unmarked graves. They don't want their graves to become a spectacle because they were worried about the other people in the cemetery and not disturbing those other graves. They want to let them rest in peace. So this was kind of a moment to say goodbye for everyone.
And we talk so much about Vanessa and the heartbreak that she is going through, and it is terrible and devastating. But we also should pay tribute to Kobe's parents who were inside today.
And his sisters.
And Pamela Bryant and his sisters were there as well. They are going through an unbelievable and unmistakable heartbreak as well. We saw his dad sitting there very stoic throughout with his sunglasses on, maybe wanting to mask some of what he was feeling today.
And a lot of people have to remember, he chose the number 24 because that is the number that Joe Jellybean Bryant wore when he played for the Philadelphia 76ers back in those days with Dr. J and those great teams. And Kobe grew up watching his dad play in those games. And so you have to remember all that and the effect. But you know, even though there were rough times with his family, there was a true affection there.
Absolutely.
And he always respected his father. And he knew that he became a player because his father was a great NBA player.
Families always have stuff.
Yeah.
They went a long way to healing all of their ills. And at the end, they were back as a family, loving each other, and they were a healed family. I love seeing folks chanting Kobe behind. The T-shirts, I don't know if you can see behind us right here, the T-shirts that you see these people have are the gifts that they got when they walked inside.
Yes.
Beautiful tribute to Kobe and Gianna on the front, and on the back, the numbers 2 and 24.
Here's what I will say in wrapping this up. Kobe and Gianna, they belong to the ages now. And there will never be another one like him or like her. But boy, when they were here, the times we all got to share with them, the thrills they gave us, they will never be forgotten.
Absolutely. Amen.
Amen.
Back to you, Denny. Back to you, Deidre.
Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Kev. For more of Entertainment Tonight's coverage of the celebration of life of both Kobe and Gianna, make sure you guys tune into ET tonight. Many of Kobe and Gianna's friends and family took to the stage to pay tribute to them, and perhaps the most gut-wrenching of them all was hearing from Vanessa Bryant.
Absolutely. I know I choked up the second she took the stage, and man, she was so graceful and elegant and poised. Of course, this marks the first time that we've seen Vanessa Bryant since news of Kobe's passing and Gianna's passing. Vanessa spoke for about 20 minutes, first about her daughter Gigi and later about her husband Kobe. First, let's listen to what she had to say about Gigi.
She always kissed me goodnight and kissed me good morning. There were a few occasions where I was absolutely tired from being up with Bianca and Capri, and I thought she had left to school without saying goodbye. I'd text and say, no kiss, and Gianna would reply with, Mama, I kissed you, but you were asleep and I didn't want to wake you. She knew how much her morning and evening kisses meant to me, and she was so thoughtful to remember to kiss me every day. Gigi was very competitive like her daddy, but Gianna had a sweet grace about her. Her smile was like sunshine. Her smile took up her entire face, like mine. Kobe always said she was me. She had my fire, my personality, and sarcasm. She knew how to read, speak, and write Mandarin. She knew Spanish. She had great grades and kept them up, all while becoming an incredible basketball player. She was looking forward to graduating 8th grade and moving on to high school with her big sister, Natalia. I'm so happy she was given the opportunity to know that she was accepted to the same high school. She was really happy. Gianna made us all proud, and she still does. We will not be able to see Gigi go to high school with Natalia and ask her how her day went. We didn't get the chance to teach her how to drive a car. I won't be able to tell her how gorgeous she looks on her wedding day. I'll never get to see my baby girl walk down the aisle, have a father-daughter dance with her daddy, dance on the dance floor with me, or have babies of her own. Gigi was motivated to change the way everyone viewed women in sports. She wrote papers in school defending women and wrote about how the unequal pay difference for the NBA and WNBA leagues wasn't fair. And I truly feel she made positive changes for the WNBA players now. I cannot imagine life without her. Mommy, Natalia, Bianca, Capri, and Daddy love you so much, Gigi.
You know, it goes without saying, but there was not a dry eye in the house. And I think,
say the least.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what was most heartbreaking is that we're seeing for the first time Vanessa's anguish and also her really coming to terms with the reality that her future with her daughter and her daughter's future was cut so short.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
when she started listing all those things that she and her daughter are going to miss out on, having those incredible life milestone opportunities, you can't help but just choke up and tears stream down your face, because this is a woman who has to put on a brave face when so many horrific circumstances have been thrown her way.
I mean, people will talk about how incredibly strong she was in that moment. And I know when she was talking about her daughter, and we'll get to her talking about Kobe, of course, her daughter, it was very emotional. And you can see people in the audience also feel that too. I think they showed J-Lo many times, visibly
distraught.
taken aback. Yeah, she
Yes.
was emotional because she's a mother.
Of course.
She's putting her, I can only imagine that in this moment right here, J-Lo is putting herself in Vanessa's shoes.
Look at the pain in J-Lo's eyes right there. I mean, you can tell. Yeah, absolutely. Several celebrities were seen tearing up in the audience. Of course, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade were there. Gabrielle was seen wiping away a tear. Alex Rodriguez also using Kleenex to dab his eyes. Of course, he's also a #girldad.
Right.
Vanessa's mother crying as her daughter spoke. You know, I can't imagine what Vanessa's mother must be thinking as she watches her daughter up there on stage deliver that message.
Right, because she's remembering not only her daughter's life, but also her husband, her soulmate of nearly 20 years. I mean, when speaking about Kobe, I will say, though, you could see the mood change a little bit. Thinking about her husband as she was remembering him, put a smile to her face.
Yeah, well, there's so many amazing memories and such a storied history between the two of them there. Absolutely.
In fact, you guys, let's take a look at what Vanessa had to say about Kobe.
But to me, he was Kobe, my boo-boo, my baby, my papi chulo. I was his Bibi, his Principesa, his Reina, his Queen Mamba, and his Visky, Maniski, Fabuliski. He would do anything for me. I have no idea how I deserved a man that loved and wanted me more than Kobe. He was charismatic, a gentleman. He was loving, adoring, and romantic. He was truly the romantic one in our relationship and looked forward to Valentine's Day and our anniversaries every year. He planned special anniversary trips and a special traditional gift for every year of our marriage. He even handmade my most treasured gifts. He gifted me the actual notebook and the blue dress Rachel McAdams wore in the Notebook movie. When I asked him why he chose the blue dress, he said it was because it's a scene when Allie comes back to Noah. We had hoped to grow old together like the movie. We really had an amazing love story. A couple weeks before they passed, Kobe sent me a sweet text and mentioned how he wanted to spend time together. Just the two of us, without our kids, because I'm his best friend first. We never got the chance to do it. Kobe wanted us to renew our vows. He wanted Natalia to take over his company, and he wanted to travel the world together. We had always talked about how we'd be the fun grandparents to our daughter's children. He would have been the coolest grandpa. Kobe was the MVP of Girl Dads, or MVD. But I'm so thankful Kobe heard Coco say, Dada. He isn't going to be here to drop Bianca and Capri off at pre-K or kindergarten. He isn't going to be here to tell me to get a grip V when we have to leave the kindergarten classroom, or show up to our daughter's doctor's visits for my own moral support. He isn't going to be able to walk our girls down the aisle or spin me around on the dance floor while singing PYT to me. But I want my daughters to know and remember the amazing person, husband, and father he was. The kind of man that wanted to teach the future generations to be better.
So many fans and so many people around the world know Kobe, the athlete, the NBA star, some of them Oscar winner.
Yeah.
But she really painted a picture of him as a husband and how romantic he was. And it was kind of amazing to hear that side and see that perspective.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you're so right. We're so used to watching games or listening to him give speeches or talk about basketball. This was such a beautiful, personal take on who he was as a man at home. And like, you know, 20 years in, you don't have to be that romantic. I mean, he's a guy who seriously prioritized their relationship, their marriage, went out of his way to make every anniversary special, to get the most special gifts. I mean, telling that story about the notebook.
Like,
yeah,
that blew my mind.
It just gave me complete chills.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's just beyond heartbroken, and
but also just so strong. She was incredibly poised and so composed. Obviously she was fighting back tears, but you can tell she prepared. Like, she wrote from the heart, and I can't imagine how many times she read it over and over just so she can get it out and get the tears out, because up there it was amazing to see her shine. You know, she is a low-profile woman. You know, there's not a ton of interviews with Vanessa Bryant out there. So I was expecting maybe a few words of encouragement and maybe to hear a little update on how she's doing. But to see this woman speak so eloquently and so poised for about 20 minutes, just sharing these heartfelt personal anecdotes, it certainly provided me with a little bit of comfort. Absolutely, and then to also sit there in the front row and hear the rest of the speeches, the rest of the evening. I mean, she's so strong. Right, and so many of those speakers did come down and hug her. And just quickly before we do get into all the speeches or the memorable ones from the memorial, I also want to give a shout out to their eldest, Natalia. She's sitting right next to her mom, and every time, the rock. Oh my gosh, she was incredibly strong, so brave. All of these speakers came to, of course, share their condolences, hug up on them, and every time I saw Natalia, I mean, I rarely saw a tear streaming down her face, and I sadly can put myself in her shoes, because I do know what it is and what it feels like to lose a parent unexpectedly, and to see that 17-year-old there be that rock for her mom, it was incredibly inspiring and, more importantly, very moving. Very, very. Speaking of moving, Michael Jordan, he also, another NBA legend, he teared up during his heartfelt speech and talked about how he's been feeling since Kobe's passing.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena and across the globe, a piece of you died, or else you wouldn't be here. Those are the memories that we have to live with and we learn from. I promise you, from this day forward, I will live with the memories of knowing that I had a little brother that I tried to help in every way I could.
Another completely gut-wrenching moment from Michael Jordan. I mean, to me, it was so incredibly important that he specifically not only be there, but talk. It was crucial because so much of what Kobe did as a basketball player was modeled off of what Michael Jordan did. This was like his tried and true idol, and to see him talk about his little brother in such a raw, unfiltered, candid way, it just hit me. It really did.
He arguably got the loudest reaction after he finished his speech. Everyone up on their feet, because you're right. It's kind of amazing to hear from one of Kobe's heroes, someone we rarely hear from anymore, you know? To be completely moved and clearly emotional. I mean, he was crying the minute he stepped onto that podium, and it's something that he actually poked fun of in a very necessary moment of levity during his speech. Let's take a look.
Now he's got me. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next. That is what Kobe Bryant does to me. I'm pretty sure Vanessa and his friends all can say the same thing. He knows how to get to you in a way that affects you personally, even though if he's being a pain in the ass. But he ever has a sense of love for him in the way.
I mean, not only is Michael Jordan self-aware, he's online, okay? He knows that crime meme has been making the rounds for years, and you know, he joked that we have a new one now, an updated one.
Yeah, and it just, like he said, it goes to show how much he truly loved and adored Kobe. It didn't matter if it was a 2 a.m. phone call or a viral moment at this celebration of life that's obviously going to turn into another meme.
Right.
He's there for Kobe, anything for Kobe.
It was one of my favorite speeches for sure. Another memorable one, Shaq. Of course, we've heard from Shaq ourselves here at Entertainment Tonight, but he did take to the stage to commemorate his former teammate and good friend, recalling that even though Kobe was always a hard worker on the court, he still had a sense of humor.
In truth, Kobe and I always maintained a deep respect and a love for one another. The day Kobe gained my respect was the guys were complaining. Said, Shaq, Kobe's not passing the ball. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, Kobe, there's no I in team. And Kobe said, I know, but there's an in me in that. So I went back. So I went back and told Rick and Big Shot Bob, I said, just get the rebound. He's not passing.
An unexpected moment. I don't think anyone anticipated there being a swear word during this.
No, absolutely not. But like you said before, it's such a heavy and emotional day. These brief moments of levity that are rooted in fun, positive anecdotes, memories of the past that evoke joy. You could see I believe that was Magic Johnson, that kind of erupted into blatant laughter. It was a nice reprieve for a moment there. It was necessary.
It felt like it was necessary for Shaq, too, because he has been very vocal since Kobe's passing and has been wearing his emotions on his sleeve. It was nice to see him kind of remember the good times too. I feel like he got the crying out and he really wanted people to remember his brother.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
For the funny guy that he was.
Absolutely. And I know that inside the arena, as Shaq was speaking, Natalia and Vanessa were looking on with huge smiles. So I think they also appreciated.
That's Uncle Shaq.
That's Uncle Shaq right there.
Yeah. But of course, today wasn't just about Kobe's basketball career. It was also about Gigi's as well. That was, of course, tragically cut short. And that is one observation that I made, that, you know, obviously Kobe and Gigi's legacy, such a huge part of it is their dedication to basketball, to elevating the presence of basketball. And I felt like the memorial today was so perfectly balanced, with many tributes for Kobe and Gigi expressing the pair's commitment to the game and, more importantly, Gigi's future as a star athlete. Let's take a look.
Gigi would have most likely become the best player in the WNBA. She would have made a huge difference. She would have made a huge difference for women's basketball.
You didn't see it, but she did meet the Oregon Ducks women's basketball team. And they all gathered around and said, "You want to take your picture?" And everybody ran over, and Gigi goes, "Nah, I'm good."
The same passion we all recognized in Kobe, obviously, Gigi inherited. Her skill was undeniable at an early age. I mean, who has a turn-away fadeaway jumper at 11? LeBron barely got it today.
She had the will and determination to be able to play wherever she wanted, and if she wanted to go there, I wanted her there as well. She and her teammates hung out with us for a while, starstruck and a little shy, but always observing. Whichever school she would come to choose, it didn't matter. If I represented the present of the women's game, Gigi was the future, and Kobe knew it.
Gigi was love and grace, and like her dad, her life was about blessing others. Simply put, Gigi was Kobe's pride and joy on the basketball court. You could see it with every move she made.
You know, the biggest thing I take away from listening to all these prolific speakers is how much moxie at 13 little Gigi had. This girl was sparking a revolution. I mean, if you take a listen to what Vanessa said earlier in her speech, Gigi was writing papers at school about the pay disparity between the NBA and the WNBA. And it was time. It's overdue that we give the WNBA the attention that it really deserves. And Gigi was setting forth on a conquest to achieve that.
And that's what so many speakers spoke to, especially Gianna Bryant, aka the White aka White Mamba. She said that in many ways Gigi represented the future of women's basketball, and all the University of Connecticut head coach.
Gino Ariema.
Yes, he spoke to Gigi's short-lived legacy, but also talked about how dedicated she was to the game and what an inspiration she is now. Like that's her legacy. She's going to be an inspiration to so many young people who want to follow their dreams but also pursue a career in the NBA.
100%. At 13, she has achieved on such like a global scale something pretty huge and historic. And that's what we'll always remember, that Gigi made a difference in the world of basketball and how we view it for women.
And also how Kobe
supported it, yes.
Supported that dream. We heard that, he took Gigi to UConn, which was her dream school, to visit the team.
He's a proud parent.
He was a proud parent, but he was there as a dad and not as Kobe Bryant, and like stepped to the side, let her take her photos, let her ask the questions because he wanted to support this dream, you know. And we know Kobe was an extremely supportive father and a proud girl dad.
And today, our Katie Krause saw other girl dads out and about paying tribute to Kobe and Gigi. She joins us live now from downtown Los Angeles. Katie?
Yeah, hi you guys. As you can see behind me, things have definitely died down, but before we get into the whole beautiful girl dad of it all, I want to point out we just saw Shaq leaving moments ago. He was so gracious as he crossed the street and headed over this way to the Lux Hotel to get into his black SUV. He posed for photos with fans. He shook hands with LAPD officers. And he did have sunglasses on. He maybe was a little emotional, but if he was, we couldn't tell. Truly a special sight to see. But let's talk about the girl dads, though. That was a huge part of today's memorial. Such a beautiful moment throughout the entire memorial. And on the street, that was definitely what people were taking away. And we talked to so many dads who actually brought their daughters out here today. Take a look. Why was it important for you to be out here, to bring your daughter here today?
Yeah, because this is a one-in-a-lifetime experience. I know that when she gets older, she's going to reflect back on this, and she'll be able to say that she was here with the people of the city of Los Angeles to share this beautiful celebration of life for Kobe Bryant as a father, you know. So I wanted to make sure that this was a special day for just me and my daughter and my family, and celebrate the life of Kobe Bryant.
Was that kind of your guys' way of bonding, was watching Kobe play? Would you guys like talk about him, talk about the games while you're watching?
Yes. You had a picture that showed when I was little, and I had a jersey of us sitting on the couch.
I know you're only 10, but is there a moment for you that you loved watching Kobe with your dad?
Actually, all the moments together, all the moments that he scored or any time, you know. When I saw his kids on the side court, you know, right there cheering him on. Yeah, it's a special moment for me.
I'm hearing that you are insane Lakers fans. You've had tickets for 20 years.
And then my daughter has been coming for years. My grandkids, I brought my granddaughter when she was like 3 or 4, and she's 16 now, so the whole family has grown up Laker fans, and it's been great.
Out in the Bay Area, we don't see so many Laker fans as Warrior fans, so I know bringing her out here and having her be a part of this would have been a big memory for her. Kobe's a big father figure, teaching great lessons to his kids, not only his kids, but other fathers and their kids, obviously. And I hope to be the same for her. So being here around everyone, supporting what a great father figure he was, not only to his own personal daughters, but to every other father around. It's a big, it's huge.
You know, they knew and they felt how I felt the last couple of, weeks, and my daughter just hugs me, and as soon as she sees me get emotional, she, tries to understand why. And
What do you tell them when they ask you?
I just told them that, we lost a big part of our family, and her being named after Kobe's daughter, she understands, and she feels like, hey, that's us. She sees Kobe and his daughter, how they, the love they shared. She sees it, and I hope I show her the same.
I can't believe you named your daughter Gianna.
Yeah.
What did it mean for you to be down here and to really experience it?
It was mandatory. I had to come and bring my daughter here. Basketball is a big thing. Sports is a big thing in my household. Especially Kobe, and it's heartbreaking to lose him. So brought my daughter to share the experience, and yeah, it's an honor to be here today. Yeah, it's just a special bond, and how good of a father he was to his daughter, and he's such a good husband too. So brought my daughter to share that experience, and that bond, that girl dad.
My wife can attest to this. We just found out the gender, being a girl. I wanted a boy.
It's another girl?
It's another girl. So I'm definitely pound girl dad for sure.
We're pulling those together.
So as you can see, we're always going to remember Kobe, the NBA legend, but we're also going to remember Kobe as a loving father figure and family guy. Truly amazing. Deidre and Denny, back to you guys.
Thanks, Katie.
That was so
Shout
moving.
out to all the girl dads for sure. And shout out to the celebrities who are inside the Staples Center today to pay tribute to Kobe. Among the many performances that happened today, Beyonce opened the entire memorial paying tribute to him with 2 songs. Take a listen.
I'm here because I love Kobe. You love me like I ever saw. All I ever see. Gonna give you everything. Baby, love me like sound. Pray you won't fade away. Hey, love. Hey, love.
We didn't know exactly who would be hitting the stage, who would be paying tribute to Kobe, let alone Beyonce.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Beyonce and Jay-Z had a close relationship with Kobe Bryant, and Beyonce is a woman who is so powerful. She transcends the world of music the way that Kobe transcends not only sports, but just being a human being and a public figure. Having her open the show was such a treat. It was such a special and moving performance. Those 2 songs really kind of took on a whole new meaning for me, being a huge fan.
Absolutely. Tell me about it, right?
Yeah.
She really blew the roof off the Staples Center and really did move Vanessa and her and the Bryant family, her daughters, her mom was there. We had folks inside the actual memorial, and they said with the Kleenex in hand, Vanessa was wiping away her tears after that performance, and that Beyonce was actually eventually seated behind her, and at one point was seen holding Vanessa's shoulder as a sign of support.
Look, right there. I mean, that is a mother-to-mother powerful moment. Beyonce was incredible. She wasn't the only dynamic powerhouse performer of the night. Alicia Keys also took the stage and performed a very powerful and important song. Take a listen. So you just heard Alicia Keys on the piano playing Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. And while it's a beautiful classic song, it actually has a lot of significant value to the Bryant family. Kobe actually being The incredible Renaissance man that he is, he learned how to play this song by ear on the piano for the sake of being able to serenade Vanessa.
Because again, he's that tender heart, hopeless romantic that Vanessa was talking about today at the memorial. We actually spoke with Matt Barnes, who told a story of Kobe learning how to play the piano.
I don't even remember where we were at. We were in another hotel lobby while we're waiting to go up to our rooms. And he starts playing this familiar tune. I'm like, I know this tune. Who is it? And the security's like, it's Beethoven. I'm like, what? I'm like, he's like, yeah, he taught himself Beethoven in like 2 weeks. I'm like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? And he was playing the piano like it was nothing. And it was just incredible to me that when he locked in on something, nothing, there was no barriers. He tapped into that other side of the brain that people don't get a chance to use. Like, he knew how to get to that other side.
I mean, talk about applying the Mamba mentality even to learning how to play that instrument.
That's it. The Mamba mentality knows no limits. You want to learn Beethoven, you learn Beethoven.
And when you're motivated by love, I mean, game over.
That's it.
And speaking of that, I just have to say, Alicia Keys, what a full circle moment for her, because of course, the night that we heard about Kobe's passing was the night of the Grammys at the Staples Center, which Alicia was hosting.
Which she handled so eloquently and with such grace. Oh, absolutely.
And she was like playing a beautiful rendition of that Beethoven piece. Christina Aguilera also graced us with her presence. She performed Ave Maria in Italian, which of course is an important Roman Catholic prayer. As you guys know, the Bryant family is Catholic.
Yeah, they're very faith-oriented people. Of course, Kobe and Gianna went to church the morning before the helicopter crash. It's something that's really important and unifies the family. So to watch Christina Aguilera get on stage and sing this beautiful song in, you know, Kobe's native tongue in Italian, it felt, again, like a full circle moment.
Absolutely. Now, there are also celebs in attendance inside the stadium for the memorial just to, I mean, pay their respects, really. They didn't even hit the stage. We want to highlight a few of them for you guys now. J-Lo and A-Rod, fresh after the Super Bowl. She is there to pay tribute to Kobe, along with Kanye West and the rest of the Kardashian families. You see Khloe there, and Kim, and Kris Jenner.
Of course, Dwayne Wade, who played basketball at the same time that Kobe Bryant did. He was there with his wife, Gabrielle Union, and basketball great Magic Johnson. He was there showing his support, along with Michael Jordan, who we heard from a little earlier today. Rapper Snoop Dogg was also in the house, and another Olympic great, Michael Phelps.
If we could go back to Michael Jordan just quickly, if you guys missed it, right after Vanessa finished her speech, he was the one there to help her walk down the steps. And I'm like, I saw someone tweet, you know, greatness recognizing greatness, and you can see just
perfect.
And you can just see how overcome with emotion that Michael is, and I'm sure that was a special moment for him there too.
Touching.
ET's Cassie Delore was inside a Los Angeles sports bar with fans as they watched the Kobe Memorial. And Cassie, it was a pretty somber afternoon, right?
Hi, Denny and Deidre. I am standing outside 33 Taps Bar in Silver Lake. Now, I'm outside out of respect for the fans who are inside because it is a very somber and emotional mood in there following the celebration of life for Kobe and Gianna. To put it very simply, I have never experienced anything like that in my entire life. I mean, think about it. We're at a normally vibrant, energetic, working bar, and today you could feel a pin drop on the floor. In fact, what you really could hear were sniffles pretty much throughout the entire celebration. I mean, men, women, everyone was crying, from the workers here at the bar to the fans. Now, obviously, a lot of emotions, a lot of tears, but also moments of applause, moments applauding Vanessa Bryant for her strength. And then also some comedic relief from Jimmy Kimmel and Shaq and Michael Jordan that had the bar here laughing and having a breath for a moment, kind of an escape from that somber and emotional tone here at 33 Taps. Now, I had a chance to talk to a few of the fans on their way out after the celebration of life to find out what their favorite moments were of the ceremony and also just how they want to continue carrying on Kobe's legacy. Take a look. What was the most emotional moment for you watching the memorial? Because there were many.
Vanessa, you know, I mean, we haven't heard or seen from her since, and so to see her come out and have that strength to talk about her and her daughter really brought tears to my eyes.
And what do you hope is Kobe's legacy, not only here in Los Angeles, but for his kids and for the rest of the world who is all mourning together? You know what? I see tears in your eyes right now. What's going through your mind?
I mean, I just feel like he set a stage for all of us. You know, to be strong, to be set goals, you know, achieve those goals and move forward. So I feel like he's set that for us.
It's so much more than basketball. It's so much more than a sport. It's a community, it's a family, it's a love. And there are some people out there who say, like, how can you be so sad over somebody that you don't know? He's just an athlete, he's just a celebrity. But he was obviously so much more than that. He's, you know, a brother, a son, a husband. He's a teammate, a friend, a girl dad. Yeah, so it's more than basketball. It's more than a sport. It's community, and it's a love. So it's kind of hard to put into words.
Obviously, a very emotional day for the fans and the community, especially here in Los Angeles, who loved Kobe so dearly. And, you know, today was about much more than just basketball. Denny and Deidre, back to you guys.
Ain't that the truth, right?
It's so true.
Yeah.
Well put.
As we wrap up today, we do want to mention, if you didn't get tickets to today's memorial, there are still ways to honor Kobe's legacy by supporting the causes that he championed during his life.
There is, of course, the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, which provides funding to undeserved communities and athletes. It's making a difference for young people through sports. Kobe was also passionate about the Make-A-Wish Foundation, as you just saw. He granted the wishes of more than 250 children during his life and career.
Finally, Kobe was an honorary ambassador for After School All-Stars, the nonprofit that works with schools across the country to extend school hours for low-income students. And we want to thank you for joining us on the celebration of life for Kobe and Gianna Bryant. For more coverage, make sure to tune into our broadcast tonight and, of course, etonline.com.